team managed to cram the field full of colorful Easter eggs.
At 1 o'clock, we're gonna sound the horn. Kids can run out and grab the Easter eggs. There's nothing in the eggs, so it doesn't matter how many you grab. Just grab a few. When we're done, they're all picked up. They're gonna return them to the red baskets. That's when the helicopter is gonna come in, drop the ping pong balls. That's when the helicopter is going to come in, drop the ping pong balls. They'll run out and pick up all of those. If you have a ticket, at that point in time, you can take your ticket to the red trailer.
They filled baskets with goodies and coordinated the drop with Magnum helicopters.
Feel free to take your picture, go up
It's an
and
event
talk,
some
and anything you
parents say
want.
they've been coming to since they were little kids. And now, through the eyes of their own children, they are continuing to enjoy.
We'd like to thank Oxford Township Parks and Rec for an extra special day.
Hi Bill, thank you so much for coming here in Ella Fashion. I'm so excited to show a little bit of prom, what's going on. It's prom season and all the girls look gorgeous. We have beautiful girls here in Oxford, and it's my pleasure from Ella Fashion to show you what we have a little bit here in my service that I provide for the community. I'm going to start talking about different types of dresses, depends on your shape, because it's very important for you to know that, especially the age that your girls are, what is appropriate or not appropriate and what is going on out there. It's so many different styles, so many designers, so many fabrics, so much that you can choose. But of course we want the best for you, so you make your night, you know, fun and you feel comfortable and of course pretty and elegant at the same time. Because I always say is that being feminine, it's the best thing to go. I'm going to start showing something more short and kind of flowy and fun at the same time, that of course is still very in. It's a very classic lace, and it's the type of the dress, if the girls is the short girls and they want to show more legs, they don't want to show the back or the belly area, those are very, very good option for you. And of course, if you have any hair complexion, if you're blonde, if you're brunette, those will be perfect too. And it's very easy to match your accessories, your hair up or down. You can play this forever in so many different ways too. And it has a little flair. I really like something like this for girls to go to prom. But of course, we still have the other metallic ones too, if you want to be a little bit more flash and still flow. If you're kind of the girls, you want something, again, to show a little bit of skin, but in your legs, those are the kind of dresses you should look at it. So then you will feel comfortable, you can dance around, the dress will flow in your body, and it will be just perfect in the pictures too as well. Now, if you want to talk about something a little bit more formal, because you like to show more being strapless in your shoulder line, those are the kind of dresses you can totally go and put a very high heel on it. It will still be flowy in the middle section. If the girls wants to hide that too, it will be perfect, and emphasize the top at your body is just perfect. And of course, you can always see something very formal again, but one shoulder off. For those girls that want a little bit more secure on the top portion, but still have a little show the shoulders and a little bit of the back, those are very good options too as well. You can have something sequins, you can play around, and that will give you a little bit more extra support in the top, elongate here, and then of course you have the formal kind of like red carpet style, okay? And think about it, girls, we can use any colors for any designs. You guys can play around with anything you want it. Even now in the summertime, you know, it's getting close to spring, if you want a little bit more soft and a little bit more, had a little bit more color, you can always have a bunch of sparkles on it. It's very nice too if you're a very tall girl, and then if you have a very slim shape, you can totally go with the sheer material, just a little bit flowy but not too much. So you can play around a lot right now. Showing your skin is always good, but make sure you know how much you're showing out there. And of course, the shoes gotta be comfortable. I know some girls like the very high heels on it, and just make sure you'll be able to walk, you'll be able to sit down, When you come over, tell the girls, sit down in a chair, make sure the length is good for you. Or if you're the kind of girl, I like to dance, make sure the train in the back, it's off too, so then you don't have to worry about it. Because I know it's the night that's going on a lot for you girls, okay? So those are the options that that I think it's very important for you to look at it when you are shopping out there. I know now has a lot of styles that shows the belly. The skirt for those crop top and the skirt gotta be very in the waistline. We have here a technique that when we do the alterations that we make the skirt be sitting right there so they don't cut you. So when you're sitting down, you don't have anything in the wrong place. So make sure you look for those details, and if you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to call me or just stop by. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Challenges were made and accepted. Fourth grade talk was tough, but now it was about the books. Who was Harry Houdini? Granny Tortelli makes soup. From the mixed up files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler. Sherlock Files, The 100-Year-Old Secret. Sadako and the 1,000 Paper Cranes.
So, welcome everyone to the 2017 4th grade Battle of the Books program.
Each team needed to correctly answer the 20 questions given by Oxford Public Library's Kim Bureen. For Best Costume, Super Readers, Lakeville Elementary. Best Team Name, Incredible Readers, Oxford Elementary. And the Battle of the Books 2017 Champions, Super Sticky Notes, Clear Lake Elementary. This month, the much-anticipated Homegrown Brewing Company opened in downtown Oxford. Proprietors Marie and John Powers have made this business a family affair.
Yes, we do have our whole family involved. My older son Joe is brewing with me. My middle son Jeff is our front of house manager. He's our general manager. My daughter does all our social media. My daughter-in-law does a lot of the print and other media. And my wife, she's still working at General Motors, but did most of the decorating here too, so design work.
OCTV got a tour on a very busy opening day with General Manager Jeff Powers.
So we have about 80 seats here on the floor. That's including 15 seats at the bar. We will be serving full-on dinner service and eventually brunch. We serve 8 beers on tap currently, and then 2 ciders and 4 wines sourced from Traverse City. What you see there is a 5-barrel, 6-fermenter brew system from Psycho Brew. And then we have our brew kettles right over there, our mash tun and boil kettle. Everything was designed to keep within the customer's view. People come to these craft places because they want to be close to the product and ask questions about the process and get to meet the brewers. So we felt it was a good investment to plop this right in front of our customers so they can get to know a little bit more about the process behind the liquid that they drink. So we were very happy and proud with the outcome.
Homegrown Brewing Company customers are mighty pleased with the final product too.
We love homegrown brewing.
We love the atmosphere. The beers are awesome. The IPA is very good. The Steamboat Stout, my favorite.
There's a beer for every taste with names from Oxford and Powers family history.
We're getting ready on Monday to brew an all-Michigan beer. All the ingredients will be from Michigan, all the grains, which is probably the toughest thing to get from Michigan. We've got our yeast comes from the Upper Peninsula in Hancock, Craft Cultures yeast. A lot of our hops come from Traverse City, Michigan. We use Motor City Malt House in Shelby Township for some of our malted grain, our roasted grains. We're going to be buying all of our grains for this batch from them.
The Powers family commitment to local carries over to their menu as well. Executive Chef Clifton Booth explains.
The fare here is basically elevated comfort food. We try and utilize the local farms that are in the area as much as possible, and everything is made right here in this kitchen from scratch. I'm really proud of my kitchen. They've worked very hard. My sous chef Adam DeMonico works his butt off every day. Brent Mitchell does the same, so does Kathy Golden. We're all one big happy family here.
Family is a big deal at Homegrown. Children are welcome, and customers will soon find family-friendly activities on the microbrewery's outdoor space.
Yes, we've already had our approval for our outdoor patio. That's one of the first things we got approved. But yeah, we will have a fenced-in area out there that will have 2 fire pits and some dining tables also up there. And a sandbox, yes, we will be putting in a sandbox for to help with entertain the kids while the parents can sit and enjoy food and a beverage. I'm just the last 2 days have actually been kind of emotional for us, being able to open this place and it's turned out the way we really wanted to, and just the warm and friendly greetings and welcome we've gotten from all the people that have been in here. We've had just such a wonderful turnout and just such wonderful feedback from the people. So it's been really nice.
Science Alive has been in existence. Next year will be our 25th year. We are coming up to 25 years. Although myself and my partner have been doing programs like this since the early 80s. But Science Alive as an entity, 25 years next school year. The essence of cuteness.
She is still the show.
Yeah. Easy to do it when you're that cute.
What's your favorite part about doing this?
Well, as a biologist, I like to stimulate kids' interest in biology and science and living things and animals in particular. Our goal at Science Alive is to, just promote the study of science, and there's no better way to get kids into science than introducing them to living things and all of the characteristics of life on Earth. So just the ability to teach kids about, life forms. Well, guys, at Science Alive, where I come from, we are scientists, of course. We are also teachers. We're a lot like zookeepers, so we're all these things together. And every day, our little band of scientists, we get up in the morning super early, and we go right to work at our giant animal place. And we've got all these fantastic creatures there from around the world, and we are all animal scientists. Every Science Alive scientist is an animal scientist. So we go to where these animals are, and being scientists, we watch the animals extremely carefully. We have lots of questions about the animals, and if there's no answers to the questions, well, we're the ones to find out the answers. We write everything down that we learn. We share it with other scientists. But some of the animals that we have, we like so much. They're so cool, they're really beautiful, they're friendly. We are very sure that boys and girls would like to see them, so we share. We go to Science Alive and we walk around each day. We pick a few animals out to share with kids. We get them out of the giant homes. The homes there are called their habitats. We get them out of their habitats. We get them into these nice little warm traveling boxes. Did you guys see the boxes in the hallway yesterday? Yeah. They were here all day yesterday. Those are their little traveling boxes. We pack them food and water and heaters and toys and blankets and any little thing that they need. And once everything is all ready to go, everything's loaded, off we go to school. Today we're here at Daniel Axford. And the reason that I know Science Alive is so much fun, when I get my animals in, I bring them in just one at a time. But when they come into our classroom, we get a chance to touch and to hold and to see all of these cool things up close, eyeball to eyeball, maybe nose to nose. And when you get up close like that, it makes it more fun to learn all about them. You know what, guys? I have got an animal today that will walk around in our circle. And when she goes by, we can pet her. I have got an animal that I might bring in today that if you would like to, you can hold him in your hands. I have got some that maybe I will hold because it takes practice, and gosh, I've been practicing, but you can still pet them. And we never leave our science laboratory without one animal that will come around and give you a very nice hug around your shoulders.
Right here.
Looks like you have a little beard. This guy just out of nowhere, he grows an Abe Lincoln beard.
You guys gonna try it?
Look at her hair. I love her. Oh, by the way, guys, she's a mammal, right?
Yeah.
The hair tells us that. Oh, and you know why this little baby mammal, this young mammal, thinks of me as mom? I used to give her milk from a bottle. And you know what? Only baby mammals get milk. So aside from the hair and the fur that we see growing on her, guys, the fact that she ever got milk. She wants to go look at your stuff over here, look.
What is she?
Oh, she's checking things out. You know, she's very smart and curious, and she likes to go and explore like the turtle does. And I will let her do it. I'm not going to let her do anything. She's licking that. She's eating it. All right, come on back here. Let go. Yeah, to be in the reptile group, the animal must be completely covered with dry, scaly skin. See the big squares on top of her shell? Those are dry scales. The rough stuff on her legs, you know what those are?
Scales.
Dry scales. And on top of her head?
Scales.
And look at her tummy shell, guys. Dry scales there. And that little lumpy thing, that is her tail right there. And it's covered with dry scales. So you know what? We have got ourselves a perfect dry, scaly reptile. You know, most turtles are awesome super swimmers, and all you have to do to tell is look at their feet. And most turtles, guys, have like little flipper or paddle feet for going into water. They swim across lakes and ponds, but not tortoises. If you take a look at her feet, guys, the ones on the front, they're all round. They look like logs or something, not flattened out like a paddle. And then her back legs, they honestly look like little elephant feet back here. And that looks like a little tiny shrimpy elephant foot. And you know what? These are feet not for swimming. She's kind of like walking in place right now. She's got feet for just picking up her heavy body and walking on the land. No swimming, but walking. And if I put Tortuga down, she says, all right. This is what I meant to do. She's so strong, guys, and powerful for her little body size. She can lift up that shell and just off she goes. She's going pretty fast too, isn't she? I don't know. She's gotten away from me pretty far, guys. She's almost halfway across her circle. That's pretty quick. Now, I'm going to let her walk around to meet everybody, but I'm going to see if she's hungry.
In the long run, why is this important?
Well, today especially it's important because kids do not have the opportunity to get outside and go fishing and collect bugs and insects and things like that. Their lives are very orchestrated. I think that there's a sort of a disconnect these days. You know, kids are into modern technology, you know, Facebook and iPads and iPods, and I just think connection to living things is an important thing for a kid. It's what inspires biologists to become biologists. Some impactful point in their life early on having to do with something living that can influence them for a lifetime. So I just think connecting people with nature, connecting people with life is important.
And if you were hoping that I was going to bring a bigger size snake than that little tiny milk snake, I don't always bring little snakes, but I always try to bring a big one.
He's a python.
Now, hey guys, he is a python. Yeah, well, you know what? There's a big scaly scarf. He is called a Burmese python. Everybody say that?
Burmese python.
And if you are looking at him right now going, well, Mr. No, wait a minute, if that's a baby, if he's not a baby, but he's very young. If he's young and small, how big is he going to be when he's all grown up? Well, holy, guys, see where I'm standing with him right here? See the wall over there? Someday he will stretch from Mr. Neal all the way to the wall. He might plump up to be this big around and weigh hundreds of pounds. I won't be able to pick him up. He'll be too heavy. Shoulders. I think I'm going to go. You two girls stand nice and close together. Oh, excuse me. Here you go, guys. Watch this, guys. Watch. Hang on, let me reorganize them just a little tiny bit. Here you go. My, what a nice looking scarf you two are wearing today. You know what? He's got all these muscles and muscles and bones work to make you a heavyweight. Good job. I'm going to just keep going. Do you guys want to try it over here? You guys want to team up? No, thank you. You want to try it? Me and you, okay, partner? What's your name? Isabel. Isabel. Look at Isabel, guys. Isabel, the snake scientist. She has got one beautiful scarf going on here, guys. Isabel, is he wet or dry?
Dry.
Yeah, dry and scaly. Is he rough or smooth?
Smooth.
Yeah, is he warm or cold? Look how much Isabel found out, guys. A little bit of time, Pat. You want to try him? All right, you gonna do it too? Get together, you guys. Get in there. Nope, I'm gonna team you guys up. Hey, you know what he's gonna be able to do someday? Hug all of us at the same time. Someday, guys, all of us together, one giant hug for all. We can't do that yet because he's a baby. He's a kid.
Have you ever had any of your students come back and say, or become scientists and come back and say, hey?
We have, in fact, one of our exotic veterinarians, I met him back when he was in middle school back in the 1980s, and he got his degree in biology. He went through vet school, and when our original exotic veterinarian retired, he became available, and I hired him, and we are best friends. We're both into reptiles and lizards, so we talk late into the night about breeding different species of monitor lizards and whatnot, endangered animals, and yeah, I met him as a young teenager back in the 1980s, so absolutely.
Your students today and other days may say, oh, that's so cool, I want one of those.
Yeah.
What do you say to them?
Most of the time, 99.9% of the time, we say, yeah, not a good pet. You would never keep a sloth as a pet. I don't even think chinchillas make good pets. They're very labor intensive to keep happy and healthy. Some of the creatures that we have at Science Alive, though, might make a good pet for the right person. We've got corn snakes and ball pythons and bearded dragons and whatnot. And some of the smaller animals that are captive bred, that we have got all the bugs worked out of them, some can make a good pet, but by and large, the animals that we share, are better left, in the wild or, in the hands of experienced biologists.
Do you have anything that you would like to add?
In terms of what?
What would you like about going to the schools or?
Every day, well, just from a personal standpoint, I like to see the excitement of the students. I really think that is important. I love seeing the light in their eyes when they get to see some of these animals. As a traveling, biologist, I'm in a new school every day, almost every day, and I'm in a different classroom every hour or so. It never gets old. We rotate through a lot of different animal types, so the grade level presentations are different. Everything's sort of calibrated. So for me, it's never a dull moment. Been doing this, all of my adult life, and I've never gotten bored doing it. It's always a new experience every day.
She's furry she is a mammal, right? But she can't be as soft as a chinchilla because the chinchilla is number one. But she's soft enough. Oh, and you know what her fur is for her? It's a raincoat. She says, I don't really need thick fur for warmth because the tropical rainforest never turns cold. It's always warm. Every day is like in the 80s. But she says, I don't want wet skin. So the way her fur grows on her body, guys, she can go out on a nice rainy day, nibble some leaves at the top of a jungle tree, and her skin stays dry. The way when the rain hits her fur, guys, the way her fur grows, it drips off of her pretty quickly. The raindrops dribble off. Her nose looks like it's made from rubber. She wants to get closer to the marker board. Let me get her over here. What is she gonna do?
What's wrong with it? Uh-oh. John,
you know that little tiny black dot? You have one. It's called your pupil. And you know, that's where the light from outside goes into your eyeball. Right now, guys, her brain is making her pupil really small. Yeah, you know what, guys? I don't think snakes and turtles look alike. I don't think turtles and snakes look alike, but you know what? They have the same kind of dry, scaly skin, so we put them in the same group. A turtle and a lizard and a snake and a crocodile and an alligator. Those are all dry and scaly reptiles. Yeah. Oh, what kind of lizard do you have? Is he rough or is he soft?
Bearded dragon, don't you? Is it bearded dragon?
Oh, they're pretty rough. Bearded dragons are pretty rough little guys. I love bearded dragon lizards. They're one of my favorites. What do you feed them?
Have you heard of a Gila monster?
Yeah, they love eating crickets. Some people, you know, lizards can be a lot of work. You know what makes a really good pet? A dog.
Yeah.
You know what else makes a really good pet, guys? A cat. You know, if you're a grown-up, a milk snake might be a good pet, but they're too much work for kids. Oh, you know what he had for dinner the other night? He ate 3 mice. So if you wanted to keep a milk snake as a pet, you'd have to have enough money to go buy him.
Now you're in schools and you are possibly inspiring a lot of kids. Who inspired you?
You know, I think I was born with a little biology gene. I can't really pinpoint any individual. My uncle, you know, as a kid, he'd take me snake catching at my grandma's. She lived up in Armada, Michigan, catching bullfrogs, catching snapping turtles. My mom and dad let me keep my first garter snake that I caught in the backyard when I was in kindergarten. That was an inspiration. I got to watch that animal shed its skin and, you know, eat a few worms and frogs, and I let it go in the fall before first grade began. I would just say my parents were very lenient. They let me keep a lot of strange creatures that I would collect out and about. My uncle getting me out there catching snakes and frogs, but I can't say there was a certain scientist out there. I think I was too insular. I was just too involved in my own stuff, but just really good positive experiences with my family and nature more than anything else.
Well, you hope you enjoyed our busy program this week. Thanks for reporter Janet Warner. She was a busy, busy girl. Next up, we'll check on our coming up event of the Tough Mudder. That will be on June 3rd and 4th. And at the same weekend, Seymour Park will have a huge, huge lacrosse tournament. Look for 8,000 to 10,000 of your best friends in Oxford. Well, that's all the time for this week. We hope you enjoyed our program. Join us on next week on our Community Access.